Today, I'm gonna assemble 3,000 Spider-Man. My plan is to start with one Spider-Man and make my way all the way up to a whopping 3,000. This is literally what it will look like later today. So let me tell you about how this idea came to life. On my 7th birthday, I threw a Spider-Man party, but not one person showed up. I then swore to myself that one day, I would throw the largest Spider-Man party the world has ever seen. After a quick Google search, it turns out that Malaysia currently holds a record for the largest Spider-Man gathering in the world with a whopping 685 Spider-Mans. And today, I'm gonna vindicate myself and break the world record. Actually, I'm really scared and I have no idea if we're gonna be able to break this record or not. So let's start with one Spider-Man. This Spider-Man was crazy. He could do a bunch of tricks and flips. But why summon one when you can have two? Now, I felt like I was in the multiverse. These guys were doing flips left and right, and I couldn't even keep up. We even made some friends with some runners. Are you listening to Spider-Man?
Batman. Batman!
No, not Batman! You know what's better than 2 Spider-Man? 5 Spider-Man! This was insane. I felt like I was already in the multiverse. We started dancing, and everyone around us joined in on the fun. People were so happy to see us, they felt like they were part of the party. Imagine what it would be like when we have 200 Spider-Man. But for now, let's take this up to 15. Now things really started to get crazy. There were so many Spider-Men that it was impossible to control them. They were dancing around the streets, dancing on poles, and even dancing with strangers. It was a Spider-Man block party, and I was loving every second of it. People couldn't believe it and started to gather around watching in amazement and laughter. The atmosphere was truly filled with excitement and joy. Now, it was time to train my Spider-Man.
Let's go!
Even though they got past my Rocky Balboa training, to really put their skills to the test, I've rented out a trampoline park all to ourselves. So we all swung our webs and made our way over. Actually, we just rented a van.
Spider-Man! Spider-Man! Whatever a Spider-Man!
It's Stan Lee! He's alive!
You serious?
We then made our way to our trampoline park, and this is where things got epic. We had the place all to ourselves. The Spider-Mans were jumping, dancing, doing backflips, front flips. They jump into the foam pit. They did trampoline gainers, obstacle courses. They were even climbing on walls and practicing their balance. I felt like I was in my very own Spider-Man party. But my favorite thing to do here was dodgeball. Everything was going great until...
What happens if I press this red button?
Now, you may be wondering, where am I getting all these Spider-Men from, and how on earth am I gonna get 3,000 Spider-Men? Well, believe it or not, a lot of people like Spider-Man. You see, we grew up with his comics, cartoons, TV shows, and even films. Unlike other superheroes, Spider-Man is just a normal guy dealing with real-life problems.
Crap, mega crap.
He teaches us that anyone can be a hero, no matter where you're from. People love him so much that they make memes, TikToks, and even funny videos about him on the internet. I've even seen videos where people with quick reflexes feel like they've become Spider-Man. And let's face it, we've all tried to shoot a web growing up to double check if we were Spider-Man or not. Much like Spider-Man, I also possess a superpower. I'm an Instagram influencer.
What does that mean?
It means I influence people.
To do what?
To look at my page.
Then what happens?
I get more followers.
And over the years, I've built up a community of over 400,000 followers, and they've become my new friends. Now, through the power of social media, I've been recruiting these Spider-Man fanatics. But let's not get distracted. Now, I need to assemble over 200 Spider-Men. And to execute this feat, I've rented out a movie theater, and I'm gonna give away tickets to anyone who shows up with a Spider-Man costume to watch the latest Spider-Man movie, Across the Spider-Verse. For this one, we're gonna need a megaphone.
Hello, Spider-Man!
These Spider-Men were so happy that at one point, they even started chanting my name. We then started the movie, and it was epic to see all the different types of costumes in the dark. Alright guys, while 200 is a lot of Spider-Man, it's still not enough to break the world's record. So here's my plan. You see, I'm from Argentina. It's this beautiful country all the way in the tip of South America. And in Argentina, we like winning so much that when Messi won the World Cup, over 4 million people took the streets to celebrate. What is great about Argentina is that people love Spider-Man so much that they swing at stoplights to get money, they vote for president in their Spider-Man costumes, and they routinely go on TV shows to compete who is the best one.
Mira este primer Spider-Man. Otro Spider-Man.
Sí.
Uy, este Spider-Man hace la media luna, ¿eh? Y otro Spider-Man.
My plan is to convince Argentina that our new goal is to beat Malaysia and claim the world's record for the largest Spider-Man gathering in the world. Additionally, I will give the gathering a greater purpose by telling people to bring non-perishable food so that we can donate to those that are in need. Alright guys, here's what we're gonna do next. One of my good friends, Grego, works at one of the most famous podcasts in Argentina, and he said I could go on the show to try and spread the message. So let's go.
What the fuck, man? What the fuck, man? What the fuck?
Sexiness in the club. I told everybody about my attempt to break the Spider-Man world record, and once word got out, I started to get requests from TV shows and radio stations, and my message spread even further. I even made an Instagram reel which people started to share all over the internet, and it became viral. Word started to spread so fast that Julian Alvarez, a professional football player known as the Spider, who plays as a forward in Manchester City and even won the World Cup with Argentina, commented on our Instagram post, and newspapers were all over it. But there was a problem.
I'm freaking out right now. I just checked the weather forecast and it's supposed to rain tomorrow.
This is honestly terrible. Just look at this. Sunday showing rains exactly at the time we're starting this.
I'm getting tons of messages of people asking me if it gets canceled or not. Oh.
Alright, here's what I'm gonna tell people. I'm gonna tell them that Spider-Man is not afraid of the little rain, and if we're superheroes, we're gonna go through with this event no matter what. So I assembled more Spider-Men, printed out a series of pamphlets, and hit the streets inviting everyone to show up, rain or shine. No fucking way. What happened to the storm? This is why you never have to trust the weather forecast. Yes! Actually, guys, I'm freaking out right now. What if only like 200 Spider-Men show up and we can't break the record? Whatever. Let's go see what happens. So I headed to the supermarket with some Spider-Mans to go buy some non-perishable foods to donate for the event. Are these tostadas non-perishable? I think these are good. All right. How much?
$1.
$1. Okay, $1. As you might expect, my Spider-Man team was out of control. They were riding in the carts, they were getting food stuck in their hands, they were popping all over the security cameras, and everyone was asking them to take a picture. After we bought all the food we needed, and we headed to the subway, where we made our way to the iconic Obelisk of Buenos Aires to meet up with the other Spider-Mans. Alright guys, we have a problem. I didn't tell you about the sponsor of this video, which is Burmese. Burmese is actually my company, and it helped pay for this video, which is extremely expensive to make. So if you want to see more awesome videos like this, head over to Burmese.com and snag some merch. Back to the episode. When I arrived, there were over 3,000 Spider-Men. Kids, men, women, everyone had costumes. It was the biggest Spider-Man multiverse you could imagine. There were TV stations, newspapers, influencers, YouTubers, photographers, videographers, you name it. Word about the event had spread like wildfire. Everyone was there, and everyone wanted to be a part of it. These Spider-Men were out of control. They were jumping left and right. Some guys were even trying to do a flip in the middle of the circle. It was insane. And at one point, I even got sucked in. I didn't even know how to get out of there.
People are fucking crazy and I love them.
In the midst of this chaos, I was the only one organizing things, and I had to figure out how to control these people.
People ask me what to do, and it's impossible to organize. There's people who brought food, there's people who want to have to sign. Breaking a record is not easy, guys.
Fortunately, I brought a megaphone, which although not very powerful, allowed me to slightly organize things. People kept asking me where to drop off all the food that they brought to donate, but there were so many people that I just instructed them to pass it forward until it reached the donation.
We're trying to get all the food over there, so what we're doing is we're trying to get all the people to pass it one by one. That's what we're doing now.
More importantly, in order to break the world record, we had to count how many Spider-Mans there were. But there were so many people moving around that in order to count them, I had to hire a team of 8 public notaries and had every single person form a line behind them to give them their personal details and signature.
Alright guys, now we're doing TV crews. The cost of being famous.
Just so you guys can understand, there were so many people at one point that some just left without signing. But despite this chaos, everybody was having a great time. There were little kids dressed as Spider-Mans, their parents were dressed as Spider-Mans, there were dancing Spider-Mans, body-painted Spider-Mans, Spider-Punks, and even Spider-Dogs. Some people couldn't even afford to make their own costumes, so they made their very own. By the end of the day, we had collected over 1,800 signatures, but there were well over 3,000 Spider-Men at the event. And what made it all so much better is that we managed to collect a truckload of food to donate to those in need. It was official. We had broken a world record, and it was all over the news. It will go down in history, and it will become one of the most memorable moments of my life. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.